Hi friends, welcome to the channel DOL, Dignity of Labor, KTP series. We have Chaitanya, the software developer. Hi Chaitanya.
Hi,
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for giving your time to participate in this series.
No problem.
So today we are discussing more about software developer as a role. How is the profession going to be? We get to know from the expert itself. So it would be great, Chaitanya, to have a brief intro of yourself for the viewers.
Hi everyone. My name is Chaitanya. I completed my graduate in NITT Trichy, passed out in 2016. So I got a campus placement in City Corp.
Nice.
I worked there for 3.5 years as a software developer. Later on, I changed to Oracle India Private Limited, located in Hyderabad. So I've been working there for almost 4 years. This is my fourth year, completed 4 years.
Nice. So it's been a journey of 7.5 years to Chaitanya in the same field. So, so thanks for have the letting know us the brief profile. So you have switched from City to Oracle through lateral hiring, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we want to know what's the usual day in day out work for a software developer. Like at your experience with 7 years of work ex,
Okay.
how does your day day will be looking like for a new person from outside? Like you just tell it in the most simplest way possible.
Generally, for an experienced person who has at least 7 years experience, so he or she will be assigned to a project where he has to lead the project, like developing the entire project. So ideally, the project will be the duration of the project will be around 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
So you have to plan the project accordingly. The manager who actually assigns the project to you, they will give the deadlines. So how much is the designing time duration? How much is the developing duration?
Okay.
And after that, how much you need to take care about the testing. So according to the phase of the project, you will be having your timelines, like how much work or how much time you have to assign for each of the work. Like in designing phase, you mostly interact with the PMs and the manager, and you need to know about the functionality and the stakeholders of the project. So after designing, then you'll go into development.
Yeah.
So development, you need to put a lot of effort because it will be an individual job. So every other stakeholder will be at rest, and only the developers will be working on the project.
Okay.
So you need to take care of everything according to the design. You need to develop everything. If you have any queries, you have to interact with different members, either with the project manager or with the manager or the client itself.
Okay.
And then after that, you need to give hand over the project to the testing team.
Okay.
And that is another challenging work because you never know how many bugs you will get after developing the project.
Yeah. So from the three stages, I have three questions. One, the PM in the first stage, you said it's product manager.
Yes.
Okay. The second thing, during the development phase, do you also get into coding, or is it like you have a separate team who codes and you just verifies it?
No, since I'm still at 7 years experience stage, so I need to develop on my own.
Okay.
And
So
I might have a different team members as well who we combinedly work on the project.
okay.
So we divide our project because it's not possible humanly to work on a single project by one person.
Okay.
So we divide the work in a team, and then everyone will be assigned the project individually some tasks.
Okay, so the tasks are being decided individual and everyone is responsible
Yeah,
for their
either the manager will decide, or as being a team lead, I can also decide and give the work to the team members, and then we collaboratively do the work. Like we daily have a stand-up calls. So in that calls, we will know if anyone got stuck at any stage. Then we commonly discuss our problems and get to the solutions.
Okay. So approximately across three different stages, how does your work time start and end, like approximately?
So, like I start at the starting, I told the project will be around 3 months duration, or if the project is huge, then it will be around 6 months, not more than that. And according to my experience, so if it is a small project, generally we take 10 or 15 days to design. We prepare all the documents and the proper documentation. Through mails, we confirm that this is the final design, and then we start our development.
Okay.
Like we'll inform the QA team also that within 1 or 1.5 month we'll deliver the product, and they will plan their timelines accordingly, and the workforce also will be decided.
So in a day you might be spending around 12 to 14 hours.
So like I said, the pressure of according to the work will be different in the different phases.
Okay.
So in designing time, you don't have to put much time. You just have to think about the project, and while developing, you need to sit and work. So that will take around 10 to 12 hours in that phase. And testing a little bit leisure time will have, but if there are any critical bugs, like we have the serve1, serve2, the different kinds of
Priority
severity of the bugs will be there. So if the priority is more high, where the functionality is entirely blocked, then we have to put more time and we have to solve it in one day.
In an urgent basis.
Yeah.
So approximately, if I take it like 12 to 16 hours on basis of the phase of the project,
yeah,
you'll be occupied with work for minimum 12 hours in a day.
Yes. Yes.
So then moving on to the next question that I have is like, what are the mandatory skills that you see for this profession? Assume some random person will come and ask you, Chaitanya, like, what are the skill sets that I want to be a software developer? As per the discussion that we have, like one is planning, one is problem solving, and you need to have a coding experience of the respective software that the respective company is working. Then apart from that, you need to be a team player and then individual contributor as well. So apart from that, is there anything else, like maybe at the manager level you'll have stakeholder management, like dealing with the client facing. So do you think any other specific skill set that that will make that practitioner or that person as he'll be a right choice?
Okay. First thing I would say is, first you need to have interest in that profession. Okay. And if you don't have interest, then you'll not be able to sustain for a longer period of time.
Okay, that's a great point.
And second thing, I am more connected to a logical reasoning problems and solutions. I have a knack in it.
Okay.
So when I joined in college also, I thought this computer science engineering background kind of education is what suits me actually.
Okay.
So I have gone through that process.
So you found your interest at the early stages in your career. Yeah.
So even after coming to the job as well, they'll give you a problem statement. Accordingly, you have to solve the problems. If you are having that knack of solving the problems, then everything will fall into the place. Like you're dealing with a teammate or talking to the stakeholders and managing time. When you are in that environment, everything you will learn by yourself. But only main reason you need to develop all these things, or the main thing you need to develop.
The core thing of that is all interest about spending time, even though. Okay. So, like, how does the salary or range from across different companies for a SDE, maybe at first year or at an age of 7, work X of 7?
So it depends on the
brand of the company, like tier 1, tier 2,
tier 1, tier 2.
Assume we take a tier 2 company. So does it fall into 20 to 35 range LPA?
Tier 2 depends again on the role which they are offering.
Okay.
So tier 2 mostly they will not offer that much.
Okay.
But if you come to tier 1 companies, for SDE2 and all, they'll offer 25 to 35 LPA.
Okay. So it varies as per the college that you have and the degree, and then how many years of work ex you have in the same role.
Nowadays again the colleges doesn't matter much, but even the experience matters.
Okay, like how well that you have been into the
how much you're exposed to
these kind of environment
products and all that.
So then, Chaitanya, like these days we happen to see more of AI and all. So how do you see in 5 years, like SDE role will be? Like, do you think it will be more about, more amount of the first stage of solving the problem, or is it more about the second and third steps of, coding or handing over the project that you have built?
So I personally think AI at some extent can replace the workforce, but it cannot replace entirely.
Okay.
So you need to have an expertise in such a way that you need to have a functional knowledge in your team or technical knowledge as well. Then using AI, you can increase the levels of this to another level.
Okay.
But I don't think in a recent future it will not entirely replace it. But you need to know how to use the AI to solve your problems. Like for an example, in my team, I used to work on backend.
Okay.
Front end is new to me, but my manager asked me to work on a front end, and the programming language is new. To me. But using AI, I was able to solve problems quickly. So you need to know how to use the AI to solve the problems.
Okay.
So that can help you in sustaining this.
That lands up with me to a new question. Like as you said, programming languages. Like in Indian companies or the companies that you have seen or your friends or colleagues. So what are the most basic or you must say top 3 or 4 programming languages that one should learn?
Java is a common language which everyone will be using. Like it's a legacy language. All banks and all will use Java. And now recent days, like before Python, they used Python, and we also have in Microsoft, like big companies like big C companies, they use .NET and all.
Okay.
So they new languages like recently we have Golang as well, which
Okay.
Google launched,
Okay.
and
So that's the latest thing
Facebook
of Google.
Facebook launched React and all.
Okay.
So there are different languages, but the core of it you need to understand how the software engineering, how the application is developed.
Okay.
If you know one entire framework, then you can switch to different frameworks. That's
So
not a problem.
understanding that one single framework
framework.
of any programming language and you able to cross deploy that into multiple others is the core strength of it. Okay. So when you see in this profession, it's mostly in metro cities. Like your lifestyle will be more into metro cities, so you'll have more amount of expenses as well.
Yeah.
Right, when compared to tier 2 or tier 3 cities. So how do you plan your financials? Like, see, assume you get in between to the bracket of 20 to 35. So you'll have almost 40% of your expenses in the living, or because it's all near in the metros. So how do you invest, or futuristically you save for your future?
Yeah, that's a good question. According to our middle class Indian mindset,
Yeah.
we will have a lot of savings and little expenditure.
Okay.
That's our mindset, middle class
Yeah.
mindset. So similarly, first I'll decide how much amount I'm going to save. Let's say 30%, 40%, 50% according to our needs.
Yeah.
So once that is decided, then after that the expenditure I'll plan accordingly.
Okay.
If let's say I have only 20% to spend
Then
on
you-
anything,
yeah,
then I'll divide. This month I'll buy only few things.
Okay.
Next, if I have any needs, then I'll postpone that. Once I get the amount of money to spend on it, then I'll buy it. So 50% of amount I'll say invest in mutual funds, or
Okay.
let's say in somewhere in your hometown, if anyone
Loan,
show you some real estate.
Okay.
So I'll buy a real estate
So
plot.
your consistent preferred investments might be mutual funds.
Yes.
And maybe equities,
Yeah,
or FDs and all.
yes.
Yeah.
FT is very little,
But then
but
major amount
major
of
real estate
like futuristic.
yeah,
goals.
real estate and
Okay.
the stocks.
So how do you aspire in 5 years that now currently you are SDE with 7 years, senior SDE?
Yeah.
Okay. So in 5 years or 10 years, like maybe for 5 years, how do you think that you will be reaching one position? Like what will be that position? Like assume you stay in Oracle itself. Okay. So do you become a manager or project manager or something bigger, or how does that career path looks like?
So I didn't think beyond 2-3 years, but
Okay.
my goal is next, like in 2-3 years, I want to develop an entire app so that I'll
Okay.
get a knowledge of about everything.
Okay.
Not only the
end-to-end.
programming,
Okay.
how to deploy the application, like you say the app reaches to millions of people. How do you serve them without any connection issues or
Okay.
any bugs?
So ensuring that highest amount of customer service is given
Yeah.
from start to end of the
End-to-end
application.
deployment to developing to deployment.
Okay.
That would give an overall experience for me, and after that I can do anything like
Yeah.
managing a team.
Then you will choose whichever is comfortable for you to choose. Yeah, that's great. Like that idea of having an end-to-end thing is really great. Okay. So like you might have seen your colleagues, and you also like you happen to be a chemical engineer, but you found your interest in computer science and you ended up in a software developer. There might be people in computer science and have ended up in software developer. So what do you suggest the viewers, that what is the best way? Like there might be the shortest possible distance, right, that we have happened to see. Like what is that way you suggest ki do a computer science engineer from a good college, have a good experience. So do you have any specific such path which you can guide someone? Like,
so I think this confusion will come mostly to the students who are currently
Yeah, exactly.
studying. So if they are from different background of education, not from the computer science degree,
Yeah.
so what they do is first they need to network more with the students or
Okay.
the seniors who have already gone through that path. So they'll give an idea how to study the subjects, where you'll get the materials, or which online sources will be best suiting to you. And every online source will be different.
Yeah.
Each one will not be suitable for everyone.
Exactly.
So you need to get that detailed knowledge, and then once you need to fix that path, like at least for 1 or 2 years you need to work in that path.
Okay.
And then for job purposes you need to you need to first get an internship somewhere. You need to have a professional corporate experience.
Okay.
And that is also a different thing. Once you network with many people, there will be a lot of jobs which they don't pay, at least they give you that experience.
Experience.
So once you get that knowledge, then once you get that knowledge, it will be easy for you to apply the jobs as well.
Okay.
Not in, if you don't get anything in the campus, then you can apply more outside
Okay.
also.
So the key must be like gaining the right amount of experience at the early age
Yes.
and understanding, and then going behind a proper job and having a plan with a known senior or
Yes.
a known colleague who have done that in
Yeah,
the path
that's
that
what I
they're
did.
choosing for. Yeah. Okay. So is there, like, this is a question related to people who are already working but not in computer science or coding domain. So assume for me, I worked in a manufacturing firm, but I somehow has the knack that I can also solve the problem, break the logics, something.
Yeah.
But I'm not a coder. But I want to know whether I'll be suitable or not. So is there any age limit that only until this age you can switch, or
I don't think there is any age limit, because
Okay.
I've seen many cases where, let's say, take an example, in Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
a person who was served in military for so many years, and then he came back, learned coding, and then he got a job in Amazon.
Okay.
It might not be a coding job, but it belongs to that software development process, like
Mhm.
DevOps or any other jobs, cloud management.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of jobs where you can get into software.
Okay.
So it always depends on the interest which you have.
Cool. So, like, what is that single motivation for you to go to the job for spending 12 to 16 hours every day? So, like, do you feel satisfied? And if satisfied, what motivates you every day? If not, what's the reason?
Obviously, first thing is money,
Okay.
and the next thing is your passion towards it.
Okay.
So, like, if you still have passion, then every day it will allow you to go to the job and do the work, complete the work which was
Okay.
assigned to you.
Mhm.
So these two things motivates me.
Okay. So, like, what is the advice that you give to budding or aspiring software developers?
Uh, so I think everyone will follow the same path which they were known to or they were exposed to.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, like I've seen many people who have selected different paths, like remote jobs which were offered by some US companies directly offered to us without any middleman or any consultants, where you can get exposure to new technologies which were budding there, and also you'll get a lot of money as well.
Yeah.
And you'll get a lot of exposure which will not get here in Indian companies.
Okay.
There you'll get exposure to the foreign nationals, the different cultures and different solving methodologies you can learn. So that is one thing. And if they are not exposed to that, at least you can prepare one framework and develop an application on your own and release that into market and see how it works.
Okay.
So
At
that you
early age,
get an
you'll
experience.
get an experience. Okay. Thanks, Chaitanya. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you so much.